Medford Collectibles back here with a video after a couple months off. Got a big PSA order, 169 cars going in. I already did all the paperwork and everything, but figured I'd do a preview. I haven't done a video in a while. Still have a PSA order out. It's 49 vintage cars with some manuals and stuff. It's been there since, I think, August. Should be back in a couple weeks, so we should get a return video here. Hopefully by end of December, I'll get that back. But this is all vintage from, you got 33 Gaudi. I think there's a couple T206s. Then it goes up, whole way up till the early 70s. A lot of this is from that Hall of Fame collection I bought back in January. Also some stuff from the National that I bought. Just haven't gotten around to sending a big order in, and finally sat down and went through a bunch of the sets and stuff. Still have a lot more to send, but this is at least a start to getting some of that stuff graded. And I also listed a bunch of stuff. So I didn't grade everything. Just give you an example of some of the stuff I'm putting on my eBay store if you want to go check it out. Got a whole bunch of 60s, 50s and 60s Star Hall of Famers. So you got Mays, Killebrew, Aaron, Robinson. A lot of these are like VG and lower grades. Banks, Gibson, 63s. Willie Mays, 62. Banks, 60. More 60s here. Willie Mays, Clementi. So if you're looking for like lower grade, like I said, VG and lower. Some EX stuff in here, but most of it's VG and lower. There's some decent cards in there. This one's got writing on it. Frank Robinson, Ernie Banks. There's a Hank Aaron 59, Ernie 59, Willie, Clementi, Mays. These were all the cards that were worth more than like 20 bucks that I put on the eBay store in the last couple days. Also a bunch of stuff under 20 bucks. This stuff's all $20 under on there. So got a whole bunch of stuff. I've broken down the sets from 57 up through like 65 at this point, I think. And started to go through and again pull out some of the higher grade stuff to send off, and then some of the mid to lower grade stuff I just decided to sell it raw. So again, this stuff's all on eBay. If you see anything like, some of these are pretty good condition too, like the Red Sox there. That's actually probably a near mint card, but didn't make sense to grade. I think the 8s are only doing like 40 bucks, so that's what we got. A bunch of Eckersley rookies, all in like near mint type condition. So yeah, those are all up. If you want to go check them out, go ahead. If you reach out off of eBay, through Instagram, or through Facebook, or through my website and stuff, you can get me and be a little cheaper, obviously, than going through eBay. Save on the fees. But let's go through the grading order. I'm gonna try to keep these in order because I have them sorted by the submission. I didn't write down all the potential grades here, but try to give them a look as we go. First up, you got Lefty O'Doul, 1933 Gaudi, like a VG type condition. Koufax is probably a VG EX. Frank Robinson, I think this one will get a grade. You can slightly see the black on the left. It's a hand-cut bazooka. I think 65 maybe. I'm sorry, 63 bazooka. So hopefully it gets a grade, otherwise be authentic, but in good condition. Got a 1960 Mantle. Pretty good, probably a VG type condition there. Got a 59 Mantle. This one does have writing on it, like pen marks, unfortunately. And a little crease, so it's going to be lower grade. Probably in the 2 range, would be my guess. Got a Reggie Jackson rookie. This one looks probably a little staining, probably a VG type condition. Tom Henrik, the Yankees. This is a 39 play ball. I think it's 39. Yeah, 39 play ball. Again, probably VG type condition there. Some 34 Gaudis. Minter Hayes, probably like a VG EX or an EX. Carlton, like a VG. 57 Yogi. This one's pretty good. It's probably VG EX or EX. Ted, same thing. Probably an EX type condition there. Mays, same, around EX. Frank Robinson, this looks pretty good. Could be up to EX mint. So pretty good there. Jim Bunning, another EX type card. These 57s are nice. There's a 58 Cepeda rookie. Again, probably excellent mint. Maybe even outside chance of a near mint on that one. 59 Sparky Anderson rookie. A little off center, but probably EX or X mint. Yastrzemski, this has got a little bit of a messed up surface there. It's probably VG or VGEX. Got the mantle hitting 2 homers. Pretty good there. EX are better. Marichal, again, EX are better on that one. New Hall of Famer, Dick Allen. Rookie card. This one's pretty good. Centered. I don't have a Dick Allen in my collection yet since he just got elected, but this could be near mint. Great condition there. Got a 65, soft corner, probably VG, VGX. A couple team cards here. I'm only saying these things I thought they were near mint or better. So the Tigers very sharp there on 65. And then you got the Phillies also very sharp. Does have a fisheye, but sharp and well centered. Got a mantle here for 65. Probably VG there. Cepeda, expecting a high grade on this one. This one looks like an 8 to me or better. So that's the only reason why it's going in. It's not a valuable card otherwise, but sharp card. So hopefully 7 or an 8 there. Checklist, same thing. High grade. Expecting a high grade on this one. Back looks great. Front looks great. Well centered. Another 65 here. Yastrzemski. Again, condition. That's why it's being sent. Hoping 7 or better. Same way the Yankees card here. 7 or better. You can see some of these 65s are really sharp. The guy I bought these off of actually pulled these out of the pack himself, a lot of these. So these ones you see that are sharp, he bought back in the early 70s. Was buying boxes of stuff from the 60s and opening them himself. Ray Culp, I think this could be a 9 or better. Could be a 9 or a 10. That's why it's being sent. So we'll see. It does have a little edge issue there, but I still think it could be a 9. Tony Perez, actually his 3rd year. He's got like 3 rookie cards, 63, 64, 65. But Hall of Famer there. And then 66 Twins, probably EX mint. This is a high number, 526. Starting the 66 set there. More 66. These were in order for the first batch I put together. Then I started adding to it, so they got out of order as far as years. Billy Williams, again, another high number there, 580. I got Mickey. This glare is pretty bad. Mickey on a 66, probably VGEX maybe. Jim Bunning, 67, another high number, 560. So not great condition. Got a little issue there in the back, some staining, but should be like VGEX, I think. Rod Carew, pretty good here, probably VG, VGEX. Another Dick Allen, this one's sharp, that's why it's being sent. Card number 450, but could be near mint. McCovey, same thing, little off center, probably excellent near mint here. That's the hope. Clemente, should be like an EX type condition there. Pete Rose, probably VGEX or so. Hank, a little lower grade on this one, probably VG. You got Willie Mays checklist here. This one's sharp, well centered. Hoping for excellent mint, 6 type range. And you got Johnny Bench. This one's a little OC, but looks pretty good. A little worried about this one being trimmed actually. Looks okay in the sleeve, but looks a little short to me. So we'll see if that comes back. Sharp looking card though. Higher grade Mickey here. This one, a little bit of soft corners, but I think could be a 5. Touch up there. It's probably 4 or 5 on this one. 68. Couple Pete's. These are lower grade Pete's. This one's probably a VGEX. Probably a 4, potentially a 5 on that one. I think this one might be a little bit lower, a little more off center. So I would say probably 3 to 4 on that one. And you got Clemente. Again, pretty good, pretty sharp. Corners are a little bit soft, but probably a 5, maybe outside chance of a 6 on that one. Yeah, this is one of the first vintage cards I actually owned when I was growing up in the late 80s, early 90s. Not this exact copy, but I had this, one of my first vintage cards, and this one's pretty sharp, so could see a 6, maybe a 7 out of that one, which would be cool. Mets, again, sharp card, thinking 7 or better, which is why it's being sent. Killebrew, Mays, and Mantle. This is actually a pretty valuable card. If it gets EX, it's a few $100. So we'll see. Probably VGEX. Again, off center. If it were center, probably a little better, but a little off center. Corners are touch soft. Got a 1970 Rose. Pretty good there. Probably EX or so. I think a lot of these are probably in the EX range with some hopefully higher and some a little lower. Ryan, this one's a little lower. This is going to be probably a VG type of grade there. Centering, a little soft. I don't think there's any creases. Might be a little crease even, so maybe even a G to VG type card. That's a short print though. Card 712, high number. McCovey, 71. Black border, just looked good, so I'll send it off. Hoping for 5 or higher though. Ryan here, a little bit lower grade on this one, probably 3 to 4. Mays, same thing, lower. That's probably more like a 2 to 3 type of card. Clemente, probably in that 3 to 4 range. And you got Dusty Baker and Don Baylor rookie card. This is low, probably a 2 to 3, but another high number, 709. So tough card. Then we got a Brightenstein T206 Old Millback. This is one of the minor leaguers. So pretty good card here. This is probably it's probably gonna be a, it's got a crease up at the top here. So I would say probably a fair or good type grade, but should be a couple $100 in a fair or good type grade. They don't really count that often. The last raw sale, maybe the last one sale was like 170. So if I figure if I can get fair or good, I'm up over $200 on it. I think I just bought that at the flea market actually last weekend. I paid $150 cash for it. So not gonna make a ton of money there, but if it happens to get a 3 or something, we could do pretty good. I got Johnny Sane in the 51 Bowman. Number 314, so again, high number in that set. Kind of a tougher card. Probably a VG, VGEX type of deal. 55 Bowman K-Line. Again, same range, VG, VGEX, somewhere in that range. 64 home run leaders, which is 1965 tops. Got Mano and Killebrew on there. Probably a VG, VGEX. 62, same range. Maybe an outside chance at a 5. It's got a soft corner, but centering's good. Presentation looks pretty good on the card, so 4 or 5. Got 62 American League batting leaders. Mantle. Mantle's the only Hall of Famer on that one, but again, looked pretty good. So probably EX or better, hopefully. Couple 60 home run leaders here. So you got Maris on there, Mantle's the only Hall of Famer, but you got Jim Lemon, Bob Lemon's brother. This one's got a little bit of surface issue, and then the other one's a little cleaner. So this is probably I don't know what they'll do with that. They could even give that an erase and may not grade it, but this is probably a 4-ish, 3 to 4, and we'll see what they do with the surface issue. Got 65 Rose, beat up, probably 2 or 3. 68 Aaron, probably 3 to 4 type range. Got a post Yogi Bear, I think this is 61 post, yep. Card number 1, I think it's all there. It is the perforated version, so I think it's a full card. These are always a crapshoot. Have pretty good luck with getting grades on them, especially if you see the perforation, but we'll see. Probably again, VGEX type of deal if it gets graded. Got the Fleer 60, what is it, 63 Fleer? Willie Mays, I think it is. Yeah, pretty good card though, just off center. Again, probably EX type range. 66 Clemente, same type, VGEX, EX, somewhere in that range. You got 61 tops, Koufax, probably VG, VGEX. Babe hits 60 and the 62 tops. Same area, 3 to 4 type of grade. Be my guess. Got the McCovey post, 63. Looks pretty good. See full borders, probably 3 to 4. Got a little soft corner there in the bottom. 62 Mays. Now I got some writing on it. So this should get the MK designation. So probably like a 4 to 5 MK. There's a little surface, maybe a 3 to 4 MK. These are some old Fleers here. You got these 50, I think these are 59s maybe. Bought a big collection of these at the National. See if I can find what year these are. I forget. I don't do a whole lot of vintage basketball stuff. Do some of the tall boys, but I don't know if I have it readily available. You guys are probably watched this and you already know the years. I think it's 59. 57. So you guys wrong. 57, Cliff Hagan. these are all like EX type condition. So I had a bunch of these. I bought a collection of probably 50 of them, I'm gonna say. And I picked out some of the better ones to grade just to see what they would do. Only 3 out of the group of 50 were what I thought EX are better. So I got a whole bunch of Diamond Stars. If you guys follow the channel, I did a bunch of Diamond Star grading probably about a year or 2 ago. Also in the SGC, graded basically all of them. I was a little more selective this time. I did get another big lot of Diamond Stars. I'll be listing a bunch of the raw ones on eBay as well, but these were kind of the better ones, either the Hall of Famers or the better condition. I would say VG or better on all these. So Sam Bird, Luke Appling, these are some Hall of Famers. Bottomley's a Hall of Famer. Marvin Owen. Got Fritz Ostermuller. Kiki Kyler, another Hall of Famer there. Rick Farrell's a Hall of Famer. Bill Hallahan, George Steinbach, John Babich, Benora, Lou Riggs, Red Ruffing, Lloyd Wayner, Hall of Famer, Mel Ott, Blondie Ryan, Earl Averill, another Hall of Famer. I think Ruffing's a Hall of Famer too, actually. I think Red Ruffing is. I'm not sure. But, so, probably half of those are Hall of Famers. Some of them are just going to be low grade, like the Ott. Again, you got a corner chip there, so it's probably a fair or good. This one's got a eraser mark, so again, will they even grade that or be authentic? But those are pretty good. Those Hall of Famers from Diamond Stars do pretty well in my experience when you get them graded, even if they're just authentic. Next up, so got some 50 Bowman Ashburns here. This one's probably the better one, maybe EX, and this one's more like GVG. And you got, these are 52 Bowmans. So Gil McDougall, Don Newcomb, Robin Roberts, Richie Ashburn, Casey Stengel. Again, a lot of Hall of Famers there. 52s. Oh, knocked my pile over. And you got 51s here. Bobby Shantz. So what's that first? 227. That's the last card in the set, maybe. Pee Wee Reese. More 52s here. They're out of order. Kiner. Or, I'm sorry, not Kiner. Yeah, it is Kiner. Yeah, it's Ralph Kiner. Nelson Fox, a couple of those. There's Bob Feller, Larry Doby. Back to, these are way out of order, actually. They're going to hate me for this. Back to 51s. Urban, rookie card. Doby, rookie card. Richie Ashburn, Al Lopez. So a couple Hall of Famers in here. I got Frank Corsetti. 52 there. We're kind of jumping all around here. Some play balls. There's 41s, I think. I think these are the 41 version. It's either 40 or 41, the color. Yeah, 41s. Buck McCormick, Allie Donald, a couple of those, Max West. These are probably all like VG to EX type conditions. Whit Wyatt, Milner, Blimp Hayes, Indian Bob Johnson. This one's got a crease in it. It's going to be lower grade, probably a G. Fair to G. Judnich, Jack Knott, Luke Hot Potato Hamlin, Gene Moore, Wally Moses. Some of the play balls there. The comeback graded. LB Fletcher, Pinky May, Soupy Campbell, Babe Young. No Hall of Famers in that batch, all just commons. Got another Johnny Bench rookie. This one looks a little worse than the last one, so probably like a VG off center there. 73 Ryan. Hope for like an EX on that one. Got Dale Murphy rookie. These always look good. These white 78s or 77s, but a lot of these from these years look good, but you're gonna have to really get them under a scope to see what kind of chipping the corners have. So I'm expecting a 7 or an 8 there. Mike Schmidt, a couple of Mike Schmidt second-year cards. Probably all in like the VGX, EX range. 74s, 73 Carlton Fisk. Looks pretty good. Could be excellent mint or better. 64 Lou Brock. Same thing, I'm sending this thing because it looks sharp. Looks really sharp. So, hoping EX mint are better. Hank Aaron, 76. Looks good there. So, hopefully near mint, maybe. We'll see. This is the, what is this, Hostess? I don't know what year this is, but it's a Hostess baking card of Hank. Not one you see every day, kind of a rare card. This is a 1975 Hostess. But hand cut, but again, I can see the borders the whole way around. I see the black. So hopefully they get it a grade. And if it gets a grade, no creases. Could be VGX or EX, something like that. That's what we're hoping for. 66 Yastrzemski, 67 Yastrzemski. And both those are pretty sharp. 68 Yastrzemski. Good condition, great centering. A little off top to bottom, but side to side looks good. 62. These are all pretty good condition. Got a 60 McCovey rookie. Probably a VG or VGX off center there. 62 McCovey, this is a high number. I've had this card in a decent grade before. 544. Killebrew, 64 there. Sharp card, 65 sharp. That's why those are going in. Hoping for high grades, hoping to pull 7s. Make those worth it. Bob Gibson, 64 off center, but again, probably 6 because of the centering. If it were better centering, probably higher. Probably the 5 or 6 range here. Probably more like 5 because of the centering. That's 65. 66. See how sharp the corners are. Again, a lot of these are pack pulled. Just centering was off. That's probably more like 4 or 5 because of the centering. Here's a Gibson rookie tucked in here. It's beat up. This will be a 1. See the big line across his face. No creases, but it's got the big pencil like imprint. So that'll be a 1. Actually, there might be a little crease up in the corner there. I think there's a crease going through the corner. 62 Hank Aaron. Again, good centering. Probably VGEX on that one. Got the All-Star. This one even looks better. Centering's worse, but corners and color and everything look better. So hopefully EX. 64. This was lower grade. Probably VG. 65. Probably VGEX type grade. 60. Probably VG-ish. There's a 58 All-Star selection. This one looks sharp. Got a little bit of a pressed corner up here. You can see that. It's like it's pressed down or something. But that card is sharp. One bad corner in the back right there. Could still be like a 5 though. Thompson NL, 64. Aaron and Mays. Yeah, Aaron and Mays. That one looks pretty good too. Could be EX mint. Here's another 64 Mays. This one's sharp. No real issue with that. Just a little bit off center. That could be a 6 or even a 7, maybe. 58. A little bit of a surface issue, like some dots, but well centered. I don't know. It'd be nice to pull like a 5 or a 6 on a card like this. Back's off center too, but the front looks pretty good. Last little stack here. 64 Clemente off center, but sharp. You can see the next card kind of coming through. I might even get a miscut designation. 62 Clemente, again, off center there as well. So probably a 4 or 5. 61, this was a little more beat up. Probably like a VGEX. 65, corner's a little soft here, probably a 3 or 4. Red Sox, this one must have looked sharp. That's why I'm sending it. Yep. Off center, but sharp. So it could be 6 or 7 there. Another newly minted Hall of Famer in the last year, the Cobra, who also just passed away. But don't have his rookie card graded yet, so this was in the collection. It'll come back maybe like a 5 or a 6, but you know, I'll pay $20 to get it back instead of going and buying it myself. So this will go into the collection when I get it. Hope for a high grade on this one. It's got a little print dot up there, like from the ink. So that'll probably drop it a grade by itself. But this card's sharp otherwise. It could be an 8, I'm hoping. We'll see what they do for that print dot, how that impacts it, but a little off center, but good otherwise. Last but not least, 63 Carl Yastrzemski. Little OC, but again, look at the color borders. A couple little ticks, but it's probably a 5 or a 6. So, a lot of cards going off. Now, these probably won't get back till, I'll get these out. Today is Sunday, December 7th. I'll try to have these in the mail tomorrow, December 8th. I always send these Priority Mail Express. just to get them there quickly. The signature required, so these will go out. They should be in PSA's possession by like Wednesday, but then who knows how long until they get into the system. Probably take them another couple weeks with a holiday. So hopefully they're in the system by like a January 1st type time frame, which means I won't see these back until probably May is what I'm guessing. I don't mind waiting on the vintage cars because these guys aren't going to get hurt, right? But still kind of stinks having that much. This is probably a $15,000 to $20,000 order in value, and it'll be tied up for 4 to 5 months. I've been sitting on it for the last year anyway, so it's not like I'm waiting anymore, but hopefully those come back. Hopefully the grades are fair. I'm expecting a lot of mid-grade type stuff, between 4 and 6, some VGs and some hopefully near mid or betters on some of those cards. That's it. Again, haven't done many videos. Wanted to pop in, do a quick one there. We'll be popping in and out, doing more videos as we have time. But kids sports have picked up in the winter here. Coaching football, flag football. Work's been a little crazy. Have not been to the card shows. Have not really been buying a whole lot. I've got a storage unit full to dig out of collections I bought and starting to work through some of the higher values that's been sitting in boxes in my house. So that's the update. If you see any cards you like, reach out, give us a shout. Again, check eBay. I'll be getting them updated. I've listed probably 100 cards in the last couple of days. So there's a bunch of new stuff on there. If you're going to go check out the eBay store, it's Medford Collectibles. And then follow us on all platforms, Medford Collectibles, Instagram, eBay, Facebook, or medfordcollectibles.com will take you there as well. So as always, thank you guys for watching. We'll talk to you next time.